Wait a minute, because if you'll remember, I had you sitting and watching a trial that morning so you'd see how a trial went. And all of a sudden, Buzz Franklin, 2 or 3 hours later, Buzz Franklin says, well, your friend's been arrested down in Rome. And I said, who? And he said, Alvin Ridley. And I looked in the room. I couldn't believe him. Because you were supposed to be in that room watching me try that case. So you tell it from that. What made you get up and decide? Now, you told me that Salesman Sam advised you to try it.
Yeah, he did. And I was wanting to complain about the van he took.
Alvin, we were about less than a week or two away from a murder trial that you were the defendant of, and you were still obsessed about that van that got taken that you got back. So, you know, now I was told that you ran past the guards of the federal courthouse, the United States District Court of the Northern District of Georgia, and that they said you smelled of gasoline, and they thought you might be going in there to light a bomb or light yourself or something out of protest, and that you...
That's the reason they was about to arrest me.
Well, and that you ran into Judge Vining's office and started yelling that your lawyer wasn't knocking things out for you fast enough.
I might have.
That's why I was mad. And then when I was waiting on you, well, first I called them and talked them out of arresting you and they knew who you were from the news. I talked them into releasing you, and you came meekly driving up to your house, and I was out there waiting for you. And you told me Salesman Sam told you to try that.
Yep.
And when I went and confronted him about it, he told me he'd been giving you legal advice since before I was born.
He gave me wrong advice.
Oh, I'm glad you're acknowledging that today. So, how did they treat you once they detained you?
Oh, they treated me nice, Ken.
Guess they were glad you weren't going to light yourself up. So why did you smell of gasoline?
That gas line broke loose, and the perfumes from the line went over my clothes.
The perfumes from the gas line?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you saved me from getting arrested. Yeah, that's Marshall's supposed to get me, Ken.
Well, it was an interesting legal strategy that Salesman Sam advised you to do, because that would have really messed up our murder trial if you had been in federal custody.
You called just in time. They was supposed to get me, Ken.
Well, it's my pleasure.